Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Ohio.
Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Just want to say thanks for everything you've done for me and always been supportive.
Happy Mother's Day. Felicidades, Mama.
To my wife, thank you for all you do for our kids, and also to my mom out there and my wife's mom. Happy Mother's Day. I hope you guys have a great day.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you. Te amo. Gracias por todo. Thank you for everything you have done for me, the family, and all my friends all this year. Enjoy the day. Al, my sister, te amo. Happy Mother's Day, too. Love you.
Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, to my wife and to my mother. Thank you for all that you've done. Happy Mother's Day.
Today at Progressive Field, the Indians try to break out of their slump as they look to avoid being swept at the hands of the Minnesota Twins on Mother's Day here in downtown Cleveland. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning, and a happy Mother's Day to all the moms watching out there this afternoon. Rick, it's no story, it's no surprise. The Indians offensively right now are in a serious funk. They've scored one run in their last 24 innings, and only one time in 11 games this month have they reached double figures in hits in a game.
You know, it's funny, only 27 runs for the month in the 11 games, and you can see the numbers, but anytime you're not scoring, and the key here is the average with runners in scoring position, just a 164. You know, they've been scoring on the home run ball, but you've got to find ways to get key hits, and you look terrible when you don't score, but the Indians are going to have to turn it around. Hey, the big boys are going to have to do what they're paid to do, and that's drive in runs, and they haven't done it to this point, at least in the month of May.
But Terry Francona, the captain of the ship, says it's not time to panic.
I know these guys are going to be okay. It's not been the funnest 10 days. The best way I know to turn it around is to just remember all the things we believe in. And because it's not a given that you get hot tomorrow, but if you kind of go back to basics and show up and just try to be one run better, things have a way of, you know, you're not just concentrating on your struggles, it's maybe, hey, how am I going to help us win a game?
That's the Hear Right sounds of the game. Terry Francona saying, just stay positive, continue to believe in the process, and maybe the hits will start to come here this afternoon. Indians making some roster moves before today's ball game. Put on the DL is Brandon Guyer. Designated for assignment is Michael Martinez. Now, Daniel Robertson and Eric Gonzalez have each played in 21 career games in the big leagues. So this isn't the cavalry coming in to save the day, but a couple of guys that hopefully can fill in here and there.
Yeah, and Robertson's in the lineup today playing in right field, and we saw them both in spring training. It's not the end all, but you need a little help. They pick it up today.
All right, we'll be back with today's first pitch, but coming up next, Al and Jensen join us with today's Showstopper, and we'll check in with Andre Knott with some thoughts on today's game, Mother's Day in downtown Cleveland here at Progressive Field. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by W.B. Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Nature Stone, the only concrete solution.
Out there, many moms here in the ballpark as well, getting ready for the Tribe and Twins. Many of them wearing pink also, and thoughts of those that are suffering from breast cancer, and that we're all behind the moms that are fighting that terrible disease. And today the Indians hope to put a smile on all the Indians fans' faces that are moms, along with Jensen Lewis. Al Pulowski, welcome back to center field. Great to have you here. Let's talk about our showstopper for today, though, and that goes back to last night. Bryce Harper signs the new contract for 2018 and walks it off for the Nats as well.
Yeah, don't put it there, but yeah, the walk-off two-run homer, the 5th of his career, and 2nd against Philadelphia this season. By the way, he signed for what, $25 million for 1 year, and he's going to be going into free agency after that. But Bryce Harper, he's got an MVP start to this season. He's been critical to Washington being able to get out to almost a week in first place in the East.
All right, we'll see how that all transpires there on the East Coast. Today's game, the Indians and the Twins on Mother's Day. Let's head upstairs for the men that will call it. Matt Underwood and Rick Manning. Fellas.
Thank you. The skies are starting to clear little by little. Some sunshine bursting through the thick cloud cover here at Progressive Field as we get ready for the series finale on this Mother's Day. And of course, we often think of baseball as being a game passed down from fathers to sons, but we all know mom plays just as an important role in all of our development. And with more on that, as that serves as the backdrop for today's game, let's go downstairs to Andre Nye.
Well, thank you very much, Matt. We have Slider and Slider's mom here with us today. Happy Mother's Day to you. And you'll see pink with the bats, you'll see it with the gloves, you'll see it with the hats and everything else. And we sat down with a few players over the last few days to talk about the importance of mom and what their moms meant to them during their relationship coming up in baseball.
My mom was a huge part of my baseball career growing up. You know, she was always out there in the backyard throwing the ball with me and stuff like that, taking me to practices. So anytime I can go out there and support, you know, all the moms out there, you know, wearing pink, and you know, it's a very cool feeling to go out there, and hopefully we can do it, you know, do it year after year.
It's fun just to show that we appreciate them, care for them, and think about them. Even if it's just a little thing like wearing pink, and even the days that we're not wearing pink, we still do too. But it's nice to know that they're being recognized.
And so we are just about ready for ball. The Indians have taken the field behind Trevor Bauer. And we'll get a look right now at the starting lineup for the Minnesota Twins under manager Paul Molitor. It's brought to you by Hankook Tires. Brian Dozier will lead it off. Joe Mauer back in the 2-hole. Miguel Sano third. Kenny Vargas batting cleanup today. Max Kepler in the 5 spot. Jorge Polanco is 6th. Chris Jimenez, the former Indian, will bat 7th. He's behind the plate. Eddie Rosario, Byron Buxton rounded out.
Trevor Bauer will be our Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher this afternoon for the Indians. Trevor 2-3 and a 7.36 ERA. In his last start against Toronto, a career high 125 pitches in just 6 innings. He gave up 6 hits, 4 runs. He took the loss, and he has struggled in his last 2 starts, going 0-2 and a 9.90 ERA. He did pitch against Minnesota once this year, April 20th. He ended up getting the win in that ball game in Minnesota. That'll give us time to set the defense for you. Brought to you by Ram. It'll be Brantley in left, Chisenhall in center. Robertson just getting called up. He will start in right. Ramirez at third, Lindor at short. Kipnis is at second. Santana is at first, with Perez doing the catching.
There's something I don't think I've ever seen before. Manny Gonzalez has the pink mask.
That's a first.
So he's got the plate. Field and Colbert, your crew chief, is at first base. Mark Carlson at second. C.B. Buckner down at third. We're ready to go as Brian Dozier steps in for the surging Minnesota Twins. They have won 4 in a row, 7 out of 10. And they lead both Cleveland and Detroit now by 2 games in the Central Division standings. Swung on and missed. 93-mile-an-hour fastball with the first pitch of the game. 57 degrees, our game time temperature. As Dozier looks at a fastball strike over the outside corner. Indians have a 3-man shift left side of the infield, playing Dozier as a dead pull hitter. And on the 0-2, misses away. Now the 1-2 pitch. Line to center field, and that'll be a base hit. So a 1-2 pitch singled in the center field by Brian Dozier. Minnesota off to a good start as Joe Mauer now coming to the plate.
Yeah, they wanted it away. This one pretty much in the middle of the plate. It was down, but he got a curveball to his liking and takes it right back up the middle of the center field for the first hit of the game.
Minnesota with that 4-game winning streak, joining Toronto, who has suddenly picked up some momentum. They've won 4 in a row as well. Only teams in the AL with a longer win streak currently. The top 2 teams in the AL West. Texas has won 5 straight, but they can't catch Houston because they've also won 5 in a row. Astros have an 8-game lead over the Rangers in the AL West. Of course, the Astros and Yankees playing a doubleheader today in New York. It rained out yesterday. 1-0 pitch, up high, 2-0. Joe Mauer has gone 3 for 8 in the series. He batted 2, or I should say batted in the second spot in the series opener. Yesterday batted cleanup, and now today back in that 2 hole. And it seems like it really would be best suited for Mauer. The 2-0.
Well, yesterday hitting 4th, and he did that bunt, you know, first and second, nobody out. It ended up working out, but he certainly did that on his own. But you wouldn't have normally a 4th place hitter bunting in a situation like that, that's for sure, especially it was in the 4th inning.
Double play depth for the Indians infield. Mauer does hit into his fair share of those. Fouled straight back, and it's 2-2. Just underway here at Progressive Field. Breeze appears to be blowing out toward right center field. And the 2-2 on its way. Throw to first instead.
Well, Dozier tried 2 stolen bases yesterday. Yan Gomes was up to the task, threw him out twice. Second time he threw him out, he from one knee looked in and started smiling, saying, okay, now you got me twice.
Out of play.
This was yesterday. First time from his knees, an excellent throw. They reviewed it and they still applied the tag, and the second time he came up and just right there, no sir, not on my watch. Look at that, that's pretty good. Combs is smiling, don't try it anymore. Well, he's not catching today, but the guy behind the plate can also throw as well.
6 out of 9 for strikes so far for Trevor Bauer. And now we've got time called. There's Yan Gomes. Again, it's fouled away. Joe Mauer has been something of a hit machine against the Indians. 14 straight games against the Tribe he's had a hit. Outside with a fastball and a full count.
I believe he'll start the runner here with Mauer at the plate, a good eye. He usually doesn't chase any bad pitches, and he has good batting average against Trevor Bauer.
Runner goes, and the 3-2 pitch is strike 3 call. The throw down, an easy strike him out, throw him out, double play. Dozier can't believe it. I wonder if maybe halfway down he had peeked in and thought it was ball forward, because he pulled up a good 10 feet shy of the bag.
Well, let's take a look. I don't think he had a really good jump, because 3-2, Bauer thought it was low, but look at that. He just gave up. He wasn't going to run. He thought he walked. He did look in, and that's his fault for he thought it might have been a ball, but you know what? You got to keep going. So it's a strike him out, throw him out. Great job.
And Dozier is 0 for 3 trying to steal bases. And that looked like a good pitch. I mean, yesterday's strike zone was wildly inconsistent.
It was low, but I mean, I'm not saying it was out of the zone. That's where you want to get strikes, is down in the strike zone. And Trevor,
absolutely,
yeah.
Miguel Sano 1 for 5 in the series with a home run, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2 as he waves to that curveball.
Check it out. Let's look at it, and it's right there at the knees. You know, if you don't give him that one, that's could be in for a long day as a pitcher.
Swung on and missed. Bauer strikes him out on 3 pitches. No runs a hit, nobody left. The Indians coming to bat. Here's Terry Francona's starting lineup, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Jason Kipnis moves into the leadoff spot. For the first time this year, Francisco Lindor. He'll be batting second as usual. Michael Brantley third. Edwin Encarnacion cleanup. Santana goes from the leadoff spot down into the 5-hole. Then it's Jose Ramirez, followed by Daniel Robertson, Lonnie Chisenhall, and Roberto Perez. Kipnis taking a first pitch strike from the left-hander Hector Santiago.
Left-hander off to a good start this year at 4-1 with a 276.
1 ball, 1 strike. Missed outside with that pitch.
Good numbers for Kipnis against Santiago, and left-handers are hitting 375 against.
Hit well, deep center. Back is Buxton at the wall. It's gone. Jason Kipnis with his first home run of the year, moving into the leadoff spot and instantly igniting the Indians here today.
Wow, that is something. Just showed you the good numbers he had against Santiago. First time he's led off. He was in the 6th hole, moved up to 5, now number 1, and he gets a fastball away and drilled it to right center field and gets him on the board with 1 swing. Shades of Santana in Detroit last year when he faced Verlander the first time he led off. Kipnis, the same thing. Watch out, he might be there to stay. His first homer of the year.
Tito sharing a laugh with Kip. after his leadoff home run. And, you think back to last year, first game that Santana led off, he hit a home run against Justin Verlander in Detroit.
That one was on a 3-2 count. What was Kip's? 2-2?
At the knees, a called strike. Confirmed it was a 2-2 pitch. Snaps an 0 for 8 for Kip in the series. Lindor push bunts it. It gets it by Santiago, and it's going to be an infield single. Perfectly executed by Lindor.
Well, that's pretty well done right there. The job when you're trying to get it, you get it past the pitcher as he's falling to the third base side. Once he can't get there, he's got to get to first base, and that's how you beat him to the bag. That was a perfect bunt by Lindor, forcing the first baseman to field it, but the key is getting it past the pitcher, and he certainly did that.
So for Lindor, that snaps an 0 for 10.
Well, the Indians with just 5 hits in the series. They have 2 in the first 2 batters today.
Michael Brantley. He has, I think he has all their hits in the series. He's 4 for 7.
Yeah, 4 for 7, and the rest of the team is 2 for 52.
Yikes.
Yeah, that is scary, isn't it? Coming into today, 6 for 59 in this series. Brantley with 4 of those.
Runner goes. Throw down. Not in time. Lindor with a stolen base, his second on the year. And so some early action here for the Indians offensively.
Well, he just takes off, and he had a beautiful jump. As soon as he moved, he took off. Guessing he was going to the plate, and you can see him get in there. His second stolen base. And man, I'll tell you what, it looks different. The first 2 hitters very aggressive early for this team.
And Brantley sitting in a good spot here, 2-0, with Chris Jimenez working behind the plate today. Michael Brantley is now 10th best in the American League in home batting average, hitting .340 here at Progressive Field on the year. Santiago gets one by him. Two balls and 2 strikes. With a runner at second, 1 down. Popped him up, third base, Sano. 1 away.
Well, let's take a look at the Hyundai starting pitcher for the Twins, Hector Santiago. You can see 4-1. Opposition hitting just .213 against him. A nice .276 ERA. In his career, 2-3 against the Tribe. Has walked 27, struck out 46. That's 15 career starts. Coming off a win against the White Sox in his last outing, where he went 6 2/3, gave up 3 hits and a couple of earned runs.
In the dirt, nicely scooped by Jimenez, and Lindor holds steady at second. Well, no secret, this is a spot where the Indians would love to see Edwin Encarnacion really start to get hot. He's 3 for 29 on the year with a runner in scoring position. And Terry Francona, he just continues to believe that sooner or later, well, Edwin Encarnacion is going to break out of this funk.
He has the track record, but he's 0 for 14 in this situation this year, which is awfully hard to believe with runners in scoring position and less than 2 outs. See, there's a pitch right there he got. He fouled straight back, and he can't believe it.
You saw his reaction.
Yeah, he's fighting. He's frustrated. He's swinging hard. He's swinging bigger than normal. See, he wants to hit that ball out of the ballpark.
Watch his reaction after he misses.
Yeah. He knows he had a pitch to hit, but you foul it off, and when you're not hitting, that's what happens. But to me, he's just trying so hard, and that swing is maybe just a little too long.
1-1.
Comes back with an off-speed pitch and hits. Look at change up.
Lindor at second base. Missed inside with that pitch, and it's a 2-2 count. Once again, the Twins on the left side of the infield, Polanco and Sano pulled over. Dozier's trying to keep Lindor fairly close to the bag at second. High, and he lays off, full count.
Well, let's see if he's going to be aggressive, or see if he might get him to expand his zone a little bit.
Carlos Santana waits on deck.
So I was going to say, that's the difference in this lineup today. You have Santana waiting in the hole.
The payoff. Slow roller to short. Lindor gets to third, but there are 2 down.
Let's check that Twins defense for you. That is brought to you by WB Mason. Rosario in left, Buxton in center, Kepler over in right, Sano and Polanco on the left side, Dozier and Vargas on the right. Chris Jimin is doing the catching.
Carlos Santana. Just missed, hitting his 4th home run of the year yesterday. He hit a ball to deep center that Byron Buxton went up, kept it from going out of the park. It ended up being a triple for Santana. And he would then score on a wild pitch. It was the only run of the game for the Indians. That guy right there pitched a terrific ball game in his season debut, Jose Barrios. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the Indians look for that big 2-out RBI hit. And the 1-1 pitch. Left field, Rosario makes the catch, and the inning is over. Well, Jason Kipnis in the leadoff spot for the first time this year, and he gives the Indians a 1-0 lead. Home run by Jason Kipnis. Trevor Bauer has the 4, 5, and 6 spots due up for Minnesota. As I mentioned earlier, Minnesota has won 4 in a row coming into this afternoon's game, while the Indians have dropped 3 straight. It's the 3rd time this year the Indians have lost 3 in a row. Last year, Cleveland was the only team in baseball that did not lose more than 3 games in a row all season long. So just trying to avoid 4-game losing streaks doesn't mean you're going to be a great team. But if you avoid those long
Well, they had a
losing
14-game winning streak last year to go with that as well, you know, but if you can stop it, you know, you have someone step up.
It keeps you from spiraling into panic mode.
Sure does. You end up winning a lot of series when that happens.
Carlos Santana will take it to the bag. Storylines brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Is it a big start for Bauer?
Absolutely. They're all big now. You know, you got Corey Kluber on the disabled list. It's time for someone to step up and give some innings. He went 6 in his last start, but a career high 125 pitches.
Low fastball to Max Kepler. Out of play. 1-1. This has never been what you would call maybe a great matchup for Bauer. He's started 12 games against Minnesota, but an ERA of over 5. That just missed, and it's 2-1.
Well, it looks like he's concentrating on keeping that fastball down in the zone today. He was upstairs a lot and has been, but
that pitch is in there, and it's 2-2. Kepler homered yesterday, his only hit in the series. Slowly chopped to second, and Jason Kipnis throws him out. Let's go down to Andre.
Well, you guys are just talking about Bauer trying to keep the ball down with the fastball, and really it's his mindset that's the battle when talking to some of the people around the team. He's got to stop battling himself. A lot of people get caught up in what he says after games, and Tito told me he's not concerned with that, what a guy says 15 minutes after a game. But what they are concerned about is being able to be consistent in the strike zone. His curveball's been good this year, but it hasn't really mattered because he hasn't been able to be consistent with his fastball.
Right.
That's what they've beaten his head over the last 4 days. You got to get the fastball down and be consistent with it if you want to have success.
yeah, throw strikes. I mean, you've got to establish your fastball, and everything else, you know, comes around that. Once you do that, your changeup, he's got a good changeup and the curveball.
Well, he's going to have a quick inning. 1, 2, 3 on 3 ground ball outs. Twins go in order. 1-0 Cleveland. Ramirez to lead off inning number 2. Slow hook in for a strike. Out of play. Despite the 0 for 9 that he's currently mired in, he's batted .392 overall at home this year. 20 for 51.
Yeah, he got off to a torrid start there. It was up over the 500 mark at one point earlier. He was locked in.
Well, we talked before how rare it is to see everybody in the lineup hot at one time. Same holds true. It's rare to see everybody scuffling at the same time, but that outside of Michael Brantley seems to be where many of the hitters are coming into today.
There were a lot of offers when it comes to streaks coming into today's game, no question.
Ramirez 0 for his last 9. Roberto Perez 0 for his last 10. Lindor was 0 for his last 10. Kip was 0 for his last 11. Encarnacion now 0 for his last 9. It's just, you usually don't see that many all at the same time.
No question.
Now the 2-2. And reaching for it, but he fights it off. The 2-2. And a line drive base hit into center field. So many of these offers are going by the wayside early.
Oh, watch, his hands on this ball really came in nicely on that pitch to stay on it up the middle. Watch, they want to go inside with him, and see how he pulled them in and got the barrel head of the bat to the baseball and didn't try and do too much at a line drive right back up the middle. I mean, he didn't hit it on the sweetest part of the bat, but that was just a nice swing and worked his hands well. Third hit now for the Indians.
Daniel Robertson making his Indians debut. He spent 5 weeks on the DL down at AAA Columbus with a hamstring injury. So he only played 4 games before getting the call-up. Last year, Robertson appeared in 9 big league games with Seattle. Prior to that, he spent time with the Angels and the Rangers. Robertson's 31 years old. Boy, Santiago is really keeping an eye on Ramirez.
Well, they feel okay now. Molitor knows they're sitting over there. They want to throw over. Keep them aware. Indians just stole their 13th base in the first inning. That was,
I wonder, Rick,
Lindor.
With the ease Lindor stole the base, if Molitor feels like they've picked something up. So,
well, I'm sure they could. He's not quick for a left-hander. He's already thrown over there 4 times.
He's only thrown 1 pitch to Robertson.
See how he picks that leg up. It's not like he has a slide step. So I'm not sure if that changes throughout the course of the day. But Sandy's got everything. He's got the watch in hand. He knows his time. He's in charge, and he will talk to those guys if they can get a jump. Obviously, Lindor picked something up. Same thing, same leg kick.
2 balls and a strike. Robertson, the batter, played 4 games with AAA Columbus. He went 7 for 15. And the 2-1 he thought was high, but it's 2-2 now.
You know, sometimes when you have a guy like a left-hander on the mound and you're thinking about stealing second, third base is the one you should think about stealing with the left-hander on the mound. You get better jumps. Yeah, he's pretty generic over there. Nothing special about a left-hander or his move, at least to this point, that I've seen.
And the 2-2. Fouled back. A balk was called by first base umpire Fielden Colbreth, who is the crew chief.
Okay, nothing can be said.
And so Jose Ramirez now in the scoring position.
Let's see what he does differently. It must be he didn't stop. That's the only thing I could see, but it looked like he did.
The 2-2. Right by Santiago, and it's through. Coming around third, Ramirez going to be waved home. He will score. Daniel Robertson, at his first at bat as an Indian, has an RBI single, and it's 2-0 Cleveland. Polanco, the shortstop, got a piece of it, and then the ball just trickled into center field. Ramirez was going to stop at third because I think he thought Polanco had stopped the ball, and then he saw Mike Sarbaugh waving him home, and he was able to restart the engines and score easily.
Yeah, that's okay. He thought he might have stopped it. Did you see the reaction of Santiago on the mound when he didn't stay in the glove but kicked away? So that is another run. In first 2 innings, they've had their leadoff man aboard. Well, the home run in the first and then the single. The balk really helped there.
Yeah, their first 2 have reached in each of the first 2 innings as Lonnie Chisenhall attempts to snap an 0 for 8. Drilled deep center. Buxton, he's out of room. It's out of here. Lonnie Chisenhall's third home run of the year, a 2-run missile. And it's 3-0 Cleveland. Excuse me, 4-0 Cleveland.
Well, the left-handers doing their damage. Kipnis with the leadoff home run in the first. Chisenhall with a 2-run home run here in the second. And left-handers were hitting .375 off Santiago coming into this game. Chiz hits home run number 3. And that one is not coming back.
Well, that has that dugout buzzing with a lot of positive energy here early today. 4 runs on the board in the first 2 innings for the Tribe, after they had scored 1 run in their previous 24 innings coming into today. Roberto Perez fouls it back in the old crooked number. In the month of May, they had played 11 games. Only 7 times had they had a multi-run inning. And the other thing we talked about, only once have they had 10 hits or more in a game. They're halfway there. in the second inning with 5. And Santiago about to deliver his 40th pitch. Two balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, we mentioned it before. Lonnie Chisenhall, you don't think of him as a guy that's going to play much against lefties. But every once in a while, he gets a start against a left-handed pitcher. Last year in the playoffs, the big home run off David Price. Gets a big home run here early to give this team a huge lift. The 3-2 in the air, left field, back is Rosario, and makes the catch middle of the track for out number 1. Let's go down to Andre Knott.
Well, Tito hit on a couple things earlier already. We talked about the change in the lineup and having Jason Kipnis hit leadoff. A couple things here. Tito wants to protect Encarnacion in the 4-hole, so he wanted to get somebody that could hit left-handed and right-handed behind him. So that's why Santana goes to 5. The other thing is, he said Kip is at about 75 at bats. He's going to start hitting sooner than later. He had good numbers against Santiago coming into the game, and he just feels like just any kind of jolt he can get from Kip to get this offense going would work. So far early on, it's worked out, guys.
Certainly has. That leadoff home run always pays off. Yeah, this is the one guy you have to get going. Jason Kipnis, create a spark. And I think, you know, when you hit that first hole, there's a lot of times you're going to get 5 at bats, so he can get some at bats quickly and lock in. I like him much better in this spot than I do in the number 5 hole, and that's where he hit the last 2 games.
Santiago with a 1-2, and that's smacked into right field, a base hit on a 1-2 pitch, and Kipnis is 2 for 2.
That coming off a breaking ball looked like it might have been upstairs a little bit, but he stayed back nicely. Let's watch the homer, fastball away. That's at bat number 1. This second time up, breaking ball. There it is. He left that ball middle in, and he turned it on. Base hit, just hit it where it's pitched. He certainly did that.
You know, I talked to Jason the other day, and I said, "How you doing?" He goes, "Well, I've been better." You know, he's always had a bit of a self-deprecating manner about him. But he told me, he said, "You know, the thing that I'm drawing on is that I've had a lot of slow starts in my career, so this isn't anything necessarily new or unique or anything that I haven't dealt with already." And he said, I know that eventually I'll get going. And he said, I think that I feel the same way about our team. Yeah, we're not playing that great right now, but he said, I feel like this team has a hot spell coming. And he said, if we get on a roll, who knows how good this team can be.
They will get on a roll. It's just a matter of when, and the sooner the better, I think. The way this game started out with the home run, then the Lindor push bunt, stolen base. You know, there just hasn't been a lot of spark to this offense in the month of May. Matter of fact, in the 2 games in Toronto, the 6-0 game and then the 8-7 loss, that was half the runs they scored in the month. So, I mean, that's something they need to do. They got to get, let's go, let's run some bases. Let's first and third for a while.
Now you saw the left-hander Adam Wilk up in the Minnesota bullpen as Santiago is approaching 50 pitches already with 1 out in the second inning. And Lindor takes ball 3.
Well, Santiago in his last start, he walked 5, which is a season high. And this is the guy that he doesn't do well when you pitch behind the count.
And that's low, ball 4. So 5 out of the first 6 have reached in the inning for the Indians. The good news for Paul Molitor is that other than his closer, his bullpen's pretty well rested. Jose Barrios went 7 2/3 last night. Irvin Santana went 7 innings in the series opener.
It wasn't that way coming into the series. They carried an extra man in that bullpen with 8 relievers, so it's up to snuff right now. But when you're down 4 runs, they're going to have to put zeros on the board if and when they go to it.
Well, let's see if Michael Brantley can continue the Indians' offensive surge. He popped up on the infield his only time up in the first. But a big inning here could go a long way to taking the wind out of the sails of this red-hot Minnesota ball club. Just barely caught the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two on, 1 out, 1-1 pitch, up and away, 2 balls and a strike. Santiago, to say he's laboring would be an understatement.
Well, he's not much longer for this game. You can't get Brantley, I wouldn't think.
Well, Wilk's ready, so you're right. If he doesn't get Brantley, you would assume Molitor makes the move.
Absolutely.
For Encarnacion. Here's the 2-1. Just did again catch the strike zone off-speed pitch. 2-2. 21 in the first, already 33 and climbing here in the second. Jason Kipnis at second base. Lindor is at first. And Brantley lines it to Dozier. No play at either bag. Both base runners alertly froze and quickly got back. 2 down.
Wow. 2 outs in this inning. Both of them have been hit hard. I thought that Dozier might have had a better chance at first. Watch Lindor go off, but then he stopped and goes back. But he looked at second first. That's just a tough play because the ball's hit so hard. Your first instinct is look at the lead runner. But that vicious line drive for out number 2.
You're right. I think had he gone right to first, he might have had a chance there.
But you know that ball hit so hard, and what do you think? You think of the guy at second. Yeah.
Well, here's Encarnacion with 2 on, and now 2 out. And with Miguel Sano playing way off the line, Lindor's going out off of first base as far as Sano is, so he's got a huge lead. Catches the outside corner. Strike 1. Encarnacion grounded out with Lindor at second base in the first inning.
He's worrying about Lindor at first base. He ought to worry about the hitter.
Nothing he can do about Lindor. If you're going to play your first baseman off the line, what are you going to do?
Exactly. Don't even pay attention to him.
Two quick strikes. Although I suppose if I'm Santiago, if I can get a cheap out anyway I can, I'd probably try to get one too.
Yeah, but I don't think Vargas is quick enough to get behind Lindor.
It's like a glacier moving over there. 2 on, 2 out, but he's got Encarnacion down 0-2. Knocks him back off the plate. 37th pitch of the inning, and he strikes him out. But the Indians have a crooked number on the board. Daniel Robertson's first hit as an Indian drives home one. Lonnie Chisenhall with a 2-run blast. 4-0 Cleveland.
At bat on your smartphone or tablet. You can stay connected with radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download the #1 app for live baseball. That's MLB.com at bat.
Trevor Bauer goes to work here in inning number 3. And he'll be pitching against the guy he used to pitch to, Chris Jimenez. And a fastball up and in, ball 1. Two balls and a strike. Foul right back.
All fastballs so far. Jimenez was given his World Series ring when he appeared here on Friday. He's had a career where, you know, he's been a backup for a lot of different teams in a lot of different places. Catcher, he can play the first base, a different. There it is.
Got him
fastball
looking.
away. Look at Chris doesn't like it. He didn't think it was a strike. Third strikeout now for Trevor Bauer. He went all fastballs in that at bat, and that had a little tail. That's that little two-seamer that comes back over the plate or over the corner. Last couple of times when it's leaking, it's been leaking over the middle of the plate. So an adjustment made. Well done there.
Trevor Bauer used 25 pitches in the first 2 innings today. In his last start, he had 22 pitches in the first inning alone against Toronto. Out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Missed outside. High fly pop-up, left center. Calling for it is Lonnie Chisenhall. And there are 2 down. Today's Levin Furniture player profile. Byron Buxton was the 2nd pick in the draft in 2012 behind Carlos Correa of the Astros. Heck of a pitcher, huh? 10-1 with a 190.
He's a great athlete, man. He can roam in center field. He can cover some ground. You know, maybe he will iron out his offenses. Maybe he won't as it goes on, but they certainly are hoping that. He's blessed with good speed. Came up and had a good September for him last year.
Broken bat just beyond the reach of Lindor. And it's the 2nd hit for the Twins. Comes with 2 outs here in the 3rd.
Stepping in now in Minnesota, the second baseman, Brian Dozier.
Well, he runs that 2-seamer inside, breaks his bat, not much he could do. He fights it off, gets it over the head of Lindor. That's just a broken bat hit. But with his speed, he can be dangerous.
He's 3 for 3 stealing bases on the year. Not sure, you know, how his speed translates in that department, because as we have seen in so many years past, it's not speed that translates into being a good base stealer.
No, but what will translate once he gets on first base more and he gets to know the pitchers, gets to know their moves, and gets to do various different things, it'll be a little bit easier with him. And he's got a great base stealer as a manager that could certainly help him out along the way.
Missed outside, a 1-1. The glove doctor is here.
Yes, he is. Is he in a suite down there?
Yeah, he's right behind home plate. Now the 1-1 on its way. 2 balls and a strike. Dozier singled on a 1-2 pitch his first time up. Now the count in his favor. They're in 1.
Now they all move. Infield, shortstop moves over. Kip goes the other side in a 3-1 count. See if he throws him a fastball. That's what Dozier will be looking for here.
He does. Hits it in the air to center. Lonnie Chisenhall makes the catch, and the side is retired. No runs ahead, a man left, middle of the 3rd. It's Cleveland 4, Minnesota nothing. return. Stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Well, if they're cracking a cold one, they may be sipping a Mai Tai in a restaurant somewhere.
Maybe. You know, my grandmother, she liked a little, like to have a beer once in a while. She'd have one.
Okay.
You know, but it was weird because when I was a kid, I thought only men drank beer.
Yeah.
Because they never saw mom or grandma or the aunts, and you know, they were always
a little 7-7
maybe
or something.
Yeah. But my grandma, she liked little suds every once in a while. Home half of the third, and Carlos Santana leads it off. Indians sent 8 men to the plate in the second inning. Santiago was hanging by a thread, but the line drive by Michael Brantley that was caught by Dozier saved him, at least for the moment. Santana slugs it deep left, headed to the bleachers. Goodbye. Home run number 4 for Carlos Santana. So the flip-flop between Kipnis and Santana has played off handsomely here today. Kipnis leading off the game with a homer, and now Santana out of the 5-hole homers to lead off the third.
Well, every inning that leadoff man has been on. The 2 home runs in the second inning. It was a single by Ramirez, and they are hitting Santiago very hard. Let's see Paul Molitor make a code red here soon. That bullpen is up and throwing again.
Yeah. Did you order the code red?
I didn't, but I wish I did.
That's not what you're supposed to say.
I know it isn't.
Here's a pitch inside.
I get in trouble if I do that.
You know, it was just on recently. I forget where we were at on the road somewhere. I was sitting on the edge of the bed. I watched it all the way through. It's one of those movies. When they got to the courtroom scene,
yeah,
like it was time to go get the bus, but I'm like, even if I have to take a cab, I can't not see the end of this. And even though you know every line,
I know it
word for word.
You tried to bait me there.
Here's a slap foul out of play. Watch Santiago's reaction.
He had to know it. It was right there, right in the middle of the plate. Give me another one. The 3rd home run for the Indians today.
Up high, full count. Out of his 67 pitches, 31 of those have been balls. There's a line drive center field. Buxton had a weird route, but he holds on, and that's out number 1. That gives you an idea of his athleticism. I don't know if we have a good shot of
cut in and had
angle.
to cut back,
yeah,
because I think that ball was hit harder than he thought, and it maybe, just maybe, it might have been knuckling because it was hit hard. He broke in and then has to at the end reach up to get it.
A little zigzag. Daniel Robertson making his Indians debut here today and has already driven in a run with a single. Robertson, as I mentioned before, 31 years old, and he's a veteran of more than 900 career games in the minor leagues. So he's paid his dues and then some. So chopped to third. Sano throws him out by a whisker. 2 down. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. Bad news, obviously, in the Bronx as the Yankees closer Aroldis Chapman goes on the DL with an issue in his business shoulder, and Brandon Guyer sort of unexpectedly put on the DL prior to today's game with a left wrist injury, and Andre Knott has more on that.
It's a left wrist sprain, guys, and before the game they didn't know exactly what it was. They said Brandon hurt it on it's been bothering him for a couple days. Then on a swing that he was taking back in the cages on Friday, it really acted up on him. He was active yesterday, but the team was very cautious of putting him in. They hope over the next 6-7 days he should be able to get back into some action.
All right. Lonnie Chisenhall, if you recall, was hit on the right wrist by a pitch yesterday in the game. But luckily, no residual ill effects from that. He's right back in there today, and he hit a 2-run homer his first time up.
Yeah, hit it well. I always felt it's always nice once in a while when you're, he's been basically platooning for the most part this year. You get a chance to face left-handers because sometimes it gets you to concentrate a little bit more and stay on it. And you don't try and pull it and do too much with it. I mean, that's just his 9th at bat against a left-hander, and then there you go. The code red has been called.
Lonnie Chisenhall draws a 2-out walk, and Paul Molitor has seen more than enough of Hector Santiago here today. The Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made. Adam Wilk, the left-hander, coming on for the Twins, with the Indians now leading it 5-0. Jason Kipnis led off the game with a solo shot. Lonnie Chisenhall with a massive 2-run homer. And then another leadoff homer by Carlos Santana in the 3rd.
Well, like you said, the nice thing about it is the flip-flop. Kipnis going to the number 1 hole. It paid dividends at first at bat. Santana going back behind, Encarnacion. He goes deep again from the right side of the plate, mind you. His first one this year was in Texas, if you remember, down the right field line. So he struggled from the right side of the plate. So good for him, too.
Now the Indians chasing Hector Santiago after just 2 2/3 innings. His shortest start before today was 5 innings. And he was coming off back-to-back 6 innings against Oakland, 6 2/3 against Chicago, and he'd given up a total of 5 runs in those 2 games, and the Indians had tagged him for 5 runs in less than 3 innings here today. Roberto Perez flied to left his first time up. Adam Wilk, the left-hander, on for the Twins. He was originally 11th round pick of the Tigers back in 09. Made it to the big leagues in 2011 with Detroit, but only appeared in 5 games, then 3 games the season after that. And then they cut him loose and he went to Korea for the 2013 season. Since returning to the U.S., he pitched 1 game for the Angels 2 years ago, 1 game for the Mets last year. Or actually, that was this year. Last year he only pitched in the minor leagues, so he was with the Mets earlier this year and worked in 1 game. The Twins just picked him up from waivers from the Mets 4 days ago. Murph told me, remember when the Dark Knight of the Mets, Brian Harvey, got suspended?
Yeah.
Wilk was the guy who stepped in and
made
that spot start. Yeah.
I don't think it worked well on. It was one quick one. Now he's with the Twins.
Yeah, he gave up 6 runs, and that was in 3 2/3 innings. Baseball's funny, and and again, sometimes when you're left-handed, it's amazing how he's bounced around. He's been with so many different organizations, teams, brief appearances here and there, and yet he's still getting opportunities.
Yeah, exactly.
2-2, base hit right center for Roberto Perez. That's in the gap. On his way to third is Lonnie Chisenhall. And almost everyone has snapped their offer here today. That stops an 0 for 11 slump for Perez. Indians at the corners with 2 down.
Well, there's the Perez stroke. You like to see him stay on the baseball. He got one down and up and shoots it into right center. Buxton did a nice job of cutting that ball off. It saves Chisenhall from scoring, and he holds Perez to a single, mind you. And he was deep in right center field. So still first and third now with 2 outs.
And back to the top of the order for Jason Kipnis, who homered in the first and then singled sharply to right field in the second. And low, ball 1. Count 2-0. Rick, one game doesn't necessarily signify that, hey, everything's all right, everything's fine, everyone's cured from whatever slump they've been in. But the thing that I wanted to bring up as the 2-0 pitch to Kipnis is low. Oh no, he called it a strike. It's 2-1. You've made a comment many times that Terry Francona, one of his many great attributes is his patience with players, with the lineup. Today, he said, hey, we're going to change it up. We're going to put Kip in a leadoff spot. Sam, do you think that signified anything to the players?
Yes, it's time to do something to shake this up because they know they're not doing it. He knows it. And I'll tell you what, when he makes a change, it's time.
You better pay attention.
You better. Yeah, that should be an eye opener, man. If you're a player, at least I would think that way because instead of having a meeting, calling and saying anything, he's just going to switch it up and just make a couple of, just subtle changes like he did. And it happened. They've responded so far.
3-1 hit in the air right field. Back is Kepler. He's at the wall. It's gone. Jason Kipnis, a 2-out 3-run homer. A 4-run third, and the Indians have blown it wide open. They now lead it 8-0. Have they ever responded in a huge way?
I think Kipnis is due to stay in that leadoff spot for a while. Down and in, right into his nitro zone. 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Kipnis smoked it. I mean, that's his zone right there. How about 2 homers, 4 ribbies? This is only the 3rd inning, and that's his 3rd at bat. So he gets number 1 and number 2 today, and there's a long way to go.
Now Lindor lines one left field down the line. He's headed for second. Here's the throw by Rosario. Not in time. And Lindor has his second hit, his 11th double of the year.
Somebody woke him up. I'll tell you what, the Indians now, they've been, for the month of May, sort of like sleepwalking, but they're wide awake today.
I think they're tired of getting the sand kicked in their face.
Well, they've got 4 home runs, a double. They already have 10 hits. We're in the 3rd inning.
Yeah.
There you go. You talk about double digits. Here we go. 8 runs, a snowman here in May. It may melt.
Michael Brantley is 0 for 2. He is popped up and lined out. And he pops this one up. Out goes Polanco. Buxton charges in and makes the catch. Second inning in a row, the Indians send 8 men to the plate. Santana solo homer. Kipnis a 3-run blast. Here today. Break out the bats and pass them around. A lot of people involved. They've scored 8 runs. Jason Kipnis having a monster day with 2 homers, 4 runs batted in. And the beneficiary, Trevor Bauer, who's pitched 3 scoreless so far.
Well, this should let him relax and throw his fastball a little bit more.
Fastball inside.
Had to strike him out, throw him out on Joe Mauer back in the first inning after a leadoff single to Brian Dozier. 3-2 count. They started the runner. He took a ball down and was on the knees. Had the plate. Perez threw him out. So it was a strike him out, throw him out, double play.
A little high, 3-1. Line to left. Brantley. 1 down. Our stat of the game is brought to you by Buick. Twins have hit a home run in 14 straight now. So they're closing in on the longest run in franchise history, which we talked about it, 1979.
16 of them. 79. Yeah, Roy Smalley, who is doing their television today, hit 24 that year in 1979. He was the shortstop. And married to Gene Mauch, who used to be the manager, his daughter.
There's Roy.
Yeah. They have about 4 or 5 guys doing games over there now. Bert Blyleven doing about 80 of them. Torrey Hunter's doing about a dozen. Detroit Hawkins.
Boy, Miguel Sano allergic to the curveball of Trevor Bauer today. He has been no match for it. 4th strikeout for the Indians right-hander.
Well, take a look at it. You say it's been a steady diet of hooks, hook, and hook. Let's go. There's the first one, the second one, and the third one. Those are nice rainbows right there. And I saw one on the way home last night.
Did
a nice
you?
rainbow. I sure did. Looked just like that.
See Dorothy?
No, not at the end of it.
By the way, that Twins team in 1979 that set their franchise record, homering in 16 straight games, hit 112 for the whole
That's
year.
it, right. So
I think that was 3rd fewest in the league.
it was all or bust, I guess. They had their streak.
They had their run, and that was it.
Well, back then they weren't even in the Metrodome. They were at the old Met.
Wow, Bloomington.
Yeah, out in Bloomington, out where the Mall of America is right now. So a little different ballpark.
2-strike pitch down low. Was that a football stadium that they played baseball in, or vice versa?
I think they were all football stadiums that were playing baseball in.
The thing I remember about the Met is that on football, the sideline, both teams stood on the same side.
Yeah, so it might have been just a baseball field, then
that they
turned
played
into football. Yeah, on the frozen tundra.
Fran Tarkenton, Chuck Foreman.
Right. And their head coach?
Bud Grant.
You got it.
No sleeves.
Yeah, they weren't allowed, were they? I saw a commercial when we were in Minnesota about Bud Grant out doing some fishing. He had some big old fish.
Oh, yeah?
He's still around.
Wow. 2-2 slowly chopped to short. Lindor throws out the lumbering Vargas. The Twins go 1-2-3. Middle of the 4th, Cleveland 8, Minnesota nothing. It's going to be about the same weather-wise tomorrow, but then Tuesday and Wednesday, make your plans on being down here at the ballpark before we wrap up the homestand. Temperature's supposed to hit the 80s.
Beautiful. Yeah, we're on. It's just 3 more games and the end of a homestand. 12 o'clock game on Wednesday.
Edwin Encarnacion is 0 for 2. Grounded out, has struck out. Yeah, we'll get our first look at Tampa Bay as they come in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Sure do.
3 on the left side of the infield for Minnesota. And Encarnacion shoots one back.
I think Terry will be excited. Francona.
See his boy Kevin
yeah,
Cash.
Yeah. Johnny Cash coming in.
High pop-up foul, out of play. Adam Wilp not in relief here today. The 1-2 pitch just missed inside. He's faced 4 batters. He's given up a single, a double, a 3-run homer, and he's got a fly ball out. Now the 2-2. And he is down on strikes for the second time today. 1 away. T-Mobile Unlimited Baseball Break. Well, it's Derek Jeter Day in addition to Mother's Day. In the Bronx, they will retire the number 2. They can't have many numbers left.
No, there's no single digits left.
That's it, huh?
That's it. All the way. There are no single digits left.
14 times an All-Star, 5 World Championships. Carlos Santana homered his last time up. You know, whether you're a Yankee fan and you love Derek Jeter, or you're a fan of another team that couldn't stand Derek Jeter because the Yankees were always seemingly going to the World Series and winning. Thing that you can't take away from him that I always remember is he played with it sort of dignity and a class, and he only cared about one thing, and that was winning.
If you like baseball, you got to love Derek Jeter. Terrific player.
Sully chopped to short. Polanco on the big hop. 2 down. So you mentioned that was it. The Yankees, Billy Martin.
Right, it even goes up to the scooter to 10. Jeter, Ruth, Gehrig, DiMaggio, Torrey, Mantle. Look at Dickey and Berra. Ferris and Rizzuto. How about that?
It's not a bad all-star team right there.
Eliminate those numbers. Well, now they're already got the Judge wearing 99.
Yeah.
Out in right field now, and you know they'll be into the 80s and 70s. They'll have to start it again.
Be like hockey before long.
Pretty soon you'll see 102.
No.
104.
Jose Ramirez singled and scored in the second. High pop up. Kepler in right field calls for it. And the Indians go 1-2-3 for the first time today. by Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And by your Northern Ohio Honda dealers. Made in Ohio, Ohio proud. 8-0. Indians lead it. 5th inning. Max Kepler, Jorge Polanco, and Chris Jimenez due up. And again, a happy Mother's Day to moms everywhere. There's a base hit in the center field. It's only the 3rd hit allowed by Trevor Bauer, and 2nd time the Twins have had their leadoff man aboard.
Number 11, Jorge Polanco.
But not far enough to advance.
Well, it was lost back there, and it's just stopped.
Well, it hit
right
the
under
umpire's
his foot. Yeah, and it stopped right there. But at first base, if you're Kepler, you got to make sure you're going to get there. Got a piece that hit his foot and it stayed right there, and it was a matter of picking it up. By the time he picked it up, it was just a little too late.
The 1-0. Grounded weakly foul. So play stopped immediately on the foul ball. Kepler back to first. You know, I mentioned before that in many households, now this doesn't apply to everybody, it's not mutually exclusive, but in a lot of households, baseball is a game that you learn from dad. Obviously there's some places, some households where mom was the one that taught us about baseball, but you think about mom. She cleaned the uniforms.
Oh yeah, made
she made sure you got fed.
Yeah, no question. Sometimes even drive you to the park.
Right between the legs of Kipnis, and Kepler's going to head to 3rd. So the Twins have runners at the corners on the miscue.
Yeah, double play ball, and it just, I don't know, it just got under. It's one of those things. There's nothing you can say about it. Right there, one hopper gets between his legs, and that'll go as an error in the right field. So now they have it 1st and 3rd.
It was Jason Kipnis who sent out an Instagram post today saying happy Mother's Day to his mom. Said she loves me whether I'm hitting 150, which I currently am, or 350, which I hope I am soon. Well, he's having himself quite a day. Save the defensive lapse right there. He's hit 2 home runs. He's driven in 4. He scored a couple. 3 hits in all. The 0-1 pitch. Chop foul. And I think of Josh Tomlin, who told Zach Meisel in his story the other day in the newspaper that his mom is the one that is always giving. And you think a lot of moms, that's may not be a glamorous role, but they're the ones that are always behind the scenes doing all the hard work. Whether it's that kind of moral support you need when the world's kicking your rear end.
Whatever you need at any time.
First and 3rd, nobody out. And a 1-2 pitch popped him up, and this is going to get out of play. Chris Jimenez was called out on strikes his first time up. It was a fastball away. He didn't like the call, but of Bauer's 4 strikeouts, 2 swinging, 2 looking. And that breaking ball didn't miss by a whole bunch. It's 2-2. You be the judge here.
All right, let's look at the curveball. I think that's a strike. Where he caught it, it's already past his, you know, the zone.
Glanced off the bat, stays 2-2. Roberto goes out. These 3 obviously know each other well. For a time last year, Jimenez and Perez formed the Indians' catching position while Yan Gomes was on the DL. The 2-2 from Bauer. Foul back.
Well, trade a ground ball double play to give up that run.
Curveball got him. Strikeout number 5.
Comes back and gets him with the curveball. Remember, he didn't get that one called, so he elevated. This one was up a little higher, and Jimenez swings through it. So that's the first out of the inning. Now he's got a chance to get out of the inning if he can get a ground ball here.
Eddie Rosario flied out his only time up. Fouled off by Rosario. Of the 13 outs recorded by Bauer, 5 strikeouts, 4 ground ball outs. Oh, that was way out in front of the plate, and Perez did well just to throw his body in front of it.
This might have been a 55-foot hook. Look where that hits, way out in front of the plate, and Perez a great job to put that chest protector to it to keep it around. Sometime that ball can get over off or deflect off one of your shoulders or your mask.
That was a pretty good second look. Usually that breaking ball comes out of his hand early. That time it looked like maybe he just held on to it longer before he let it come out of his hand. Foul back. You know, sometimes you'll hear about pitchers, we tried to make that slider really nasty and he just held on to it too long.
Threw it too hard.
And he yanked it across the strike zone. But I suppose the same can be true with that curveball. Maybe you're trying to really make it nasty.
One that has a lot of bite to it.
More spin.
Yeah. Snap one off.
The 1-2 is in the dirt. Checked. He did not go. And it's 2-2. Only 1 out. But a 2-2 count on Rosario. Chop to first. Santana will tag the bag, throws home, and it's a double play. Santana tagged the bag and then alertly fired home quickly where Perez applied the tag. Molitor judging as to whether or not he wants to challenge. We don't think he will. The Golf Zone with Jimmy Hanlon, presented by Varmint Guard. Golf Zone tees off tonight at 8. Fox Sports Ohio, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Pretty good tournament going on this weekend, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Down in Florida, we were watching some of the highlights and some of the action throughout the weekend.
Of course, it's a little too tough for us. I think 14 of the 18 L's have water.
I think they all are too tough. Adam Wilk, Daniel Robertson. Here's the matchup. Robertson takes low and outside ball 1. Robertson, if you joined us late, just got called up from the minors, making his Indians debut here this afternoon, and in his first at bat delivered an RBI single. Robertson getting called up along with Eric Gonzalez. The Indians designated Michael Martinez for assignment, which means there's a good chance he won't be with the organization any longer, though he could clear waivers and end up back in Columbus with the minor league Clippers. And the Indians also placed Brandon Geyer on the disabled list today. 2-1 pitch. Down low. Gonzalez is a young player who certainly has shown a lot of promise. And there are some people who watched him play and said, you know, he's just kind of wrong place, wrong time, if you will. You've got a Francisco Lindor and a Jose Ramirez directly blocking your path.
Well, and what did Terry say about this kid in spring training? He could possibly win a Gold Glove at short or second, wherever you want to play him. He's a big kid. He's starting to hit a little bit more.
3-2 pitch. Robertson with a ground ball to short. Another big hop to Polanco. 1 away. In-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Jason Kipnis started the party with a leadoff home run. And then Elani Chisnall with a 2-run shot in the second inning. Santana led off the third. And later in that same inning, Kipnis with a 3-run home run. Second time this year the Indians have hit 4 home runs in a game. They also did it almost exactly 1 month ago. It was April 15th against Detroit.
And that was at Verlander again. That was Verlander.
Had to be, right?
Yeah, that was Verlander here. Him and the Kluber match up here, 13-6 game, I believe.
And it was. Time called as the Twins do the old switcheroo where they take Sano, the third baseman, and shift him onto the right side of the infield. They do this when they get 2 strikes on certain left-handed pull hitters. Michael Brantley looking on as Chisenhall awaits a 1-2 pitch. Adam Wilk is settled in. He came on for Hector Santiago in that third inning and gave up a single, a 3-run homer, and a double to the first 3 batters he faced. Since then, he's retired 5 in a row. And he's trying to bury the ball inside to Chisenhall, but he keeps missing, and now the count is full. And that's all 4.
Well, that's a good at bat for Chisenhall. Well, it's time to place your votes and send the Indians to the 2017 All-Star Game that'll take place in Miami, Florida. Fans can vote 5 times a day and up to 35 times total. Just visit Indians.com/vote to cast your ballot today.
Roberto Perez singled and scored in the third inning. And it's outside, ball 1. It's been a day for snapping the offers for the Indians. Roberto, he stopped an 0 for 11 slump with a single in that 3rd inning. Lonnie Chisenhall snapped an 0 for 8 with his 2-run homer. Jose Ramirez broke an 0 for 9 with a base hit to lead off the 2nd inning. Lindor snapped an 0 for 10 with a beautiful bunt single in the 1st, and then he doubled later. And Kipnis was 0 for his last 11, and he's 3 for 3 on the day. He's waiting on deck. 2-0 pitch.
Now it's this time, today is the Indians' time to look at all the pitches. They've had 13 batters, and he'll be the 14th to have 4 or more pitches in an at-bat, where yesterday it was the Twins' turn because Clevenger was throwing so many pitches all day long. So
and a strike call. It's 3-1. Indians got a run on the 1st, 3 in the 2nd, 4 more in the 3rd. Third base side. Wilk had retired 5 in a row before he walked Lonnie Chisenhall. And now the left-hander has a full count to the 2nd straight batter in the inning. Got him looking. Roberto wanted to swing, couldn't pull the trigger, and that's the 2nd strikeout for Adam Wilk. Here's a look at Jason Kipnis' 3 hits today.
yeah, just a home run to right center field to lead off the game. Came back and hit a curveball in his 2nd at bat for a single, and then he's going to leave the yard again. He found his nitro zone down and in. 3-run jack. 3 for 3, 4 ribbies, a couple of runs scored. Just what Jason needs.
It's hit pretty well too. Deep center. Buxton galloping back, has room, makes the catch just shy of the wall. 5 complete. 8-0 Cleveland.
Manage your tickets and skip lines by gaining access to our mobile-only gates. Plus, you'll unlock special offers from our partner KeyBank and more. Visit Indians.com for more info.
Byron Buxton will lead off the 6th for Minnesota.
Minnesota Twins will head home after this ball game today with an off day tomorrow before they take on the Colorado Rockies.
Buxton pops it back out of play. Yeah, everybody in the Central, I think, must play the Rockies
yes,
this year.
Yes, they do.
You know,
they get them for 3. We get them for 4. 2 there, 2 here.
That may not be any kind of a picnic this year, the way they've been playing.
No, they're playing solid.
Began the day
good baseball. They can score.
Tops in the West with a 23-15 record.
Pitching well as well. That's usually their downfall.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, Bud Black.
Yeah.
First year on the job there in Colorado. And
yeah, well, Buddy, you know, he can handle a bullpen. He can manage that. And they were shut out yesterday, which is a rarity for them.
The 2-2. And then again, it's popped back out of play. 78 pitches, 51 strikes for Trevor Bauer.
Totally different from his last start, wasn't it?
Well, at this point, he was already over 100 pitches.
Yeah, it seems like he's thrown more fastballs to me today.
Got him. I don't know if that was a cutter, but he took a little off. And it's his 6th strikeout of the day.
Well, let's take a look at it and see. That's it's a breaking ball.
Yeah.
Little slide piece.
Yeah. Nice tight spin.
Slider right there. You can see the hitter out in front. 6th strikeout for Bauer. And guess what? No walks. How about that?
Yeah,
that's something you got to like.
First pitch breaking ball looked like a strike, didn't get the call.
There you go. That's what you're looking for. Those numbers from Trevor. You know, he was in the 20s, and he is with what 36 innings. He's thrown more pitches per inning than any pitcher, any starter.
Well, you go back to that 2nd inning. He had 3 ground ball outs, and it was quick. It was efficient. And you have 1 or 2 of those, and it gets you deeper into the game.
Yeah, it sure does.
Because you know you're going to have an inning or 2 where you've got to grind your way through it, and it's going to be 20, maybe 20 or more pitches.
You hope it don't get to 30.
But you hope you can offset that with a couple of quick ones.
Well, and another thing, no walks. The only other time this year he did not walk a batter was in his his very first start at Arizona. He didn't walk anybody and struck out 7 in 5 2/3 innings.
With 2 down, here's Joe Mauer. And a fastball in there for a strike. Yeah, he follows that up with a beautiful curveball. He's had a very good breaking ball. And it's not that his breaking ball wasn't good against Toronto, but the inability to locate his fastball took some of the effectiveness of that off-speed pitch away.
Now, if you just watched Irvin Santana in this first game, how many times did he pitch inside early in the count? And he was great. He did walk guys, but I think he did it intentionally just to set up who he wanted to try and get out in that game.
He was matched up against Tomlin, who pitched the gem in that ball game.
Yeah.
So there was no wiggle room. Trying a backdoor slider, but just couldn't quite find the feel for that pitch. 2 down, base is empty. A 2-2 count with the Indians cruising up 8-0. And Mauer sends it back out of play. another foul ball. A 2-2 offering, slapped it to left, and Brantley had to play it on a bounce. That was one of those sinking liners.
Well, yeah, those are the tough ones. It never got more than about 15 feet high off the ground. You didn't know if it was going to stay up or get down in front of you. But in an 8-0 ball game, there's 2 outs. You give them the base hit. You know, this is a tough play to make a decision on, whether you break or you don't. So you just stay back and one hop it.
Now it brings up Miguel Sano, who's 0 for 2. He has struck out twice, and Bauer has just baffled him with his curveball. Sano homered in the series opener. That was the only run of the game. It was in the first inning, and it's his only hit in the series. Curveball is low, 2-0.
But the patience from Morneau that we've seen in this series has been something. You can see he doesn't like to face Trevor Bauer, though.
2 balls and a strike. Now Miguel Sano may not see a fastball. Bauer deals, and that's down the left field line, fair, up against the wall. Coming into third is Joe Mauer. He'll hold there. Throw goes to second base. It ends up being closer than I thought it was going to, but it's a 2-out double for Sano.
Yeah, he hung him one. This one stayed on the inner part of the plate. Sano was able to get on top of it. They wanted it away. You could see where that one stayed, middle. And he laced it down the left field line. The first extra base hit for the Twins today, and their 5th hit. But the good thing about it, there's 2 outs before they had their back-to-back hits. So now still a chance to keep that shutout intact.
You know, there's that old saying, you went to the well one too many times, but don't you have to make him hit one before you stop throwing?
Well, I didn't say he didn't go to the well too much. He didn't locate that one well enough. If he puts it where he's been putting it all day, he's going to get the swing and miss again, I think. I don't second guess the pitch. Just the location was bad.
Well, here's Kenny Vargas, who's 0 for 2. A couple of ground ball outs, and he pulls that foul. Vargas 1 for 10 in the series with 5 strikeouts. And Bauer's got him in the hole, 0-2.
25 of his 95 pitches have been hooks today.
See what he goes with here, 0-2. With second and third and 2 down. Breaking ball in the dirt, almost clipped him on the back foot. Curveball is jolted deep center. Back is Lonnie Chisholm. Oh, can't quite make the play. Slams into the wall. Backed up by Robertson. 2-run score. And Kenny Vargas into second base with a 2-out, 2-run double. And an 8-2 ball game as Lonnie Chisenhall gets to his feet and appears to be okay.
Yeah, that ball was hit hard. Again, the pitch is going to be elevated again. There you see it's about middle of the plate. And it speeds up his bat. And Chisenhall going back, making the leap. It's just a hair. I mean, it was just a few inches away. He jumped, and it might have been, that was his last thing. He was on that left leg. He had to go up at that point in time.
Really didn't have a chance to brace himself
No,
either.
and didn't miss it by much, but run right into the wall.
Max Kepler, base hit his last time up.
These are all plays when he's out there in center field. It's all new. So when the game's going on, those are the times you have to learn, and you remember that's a tough play. Hit right over his head. He had it. He had a good route to it. It just got over his glove.
Really buried him. 0-2. When you go from, say, third base to center field, you exchange the hot corner for the hard wall.
Yeah. Well, all the walls do have padding on them now, so that's not bad. It may not be the softest.
It's not like jumping in a bed.
No, it's not. It's a firm mattress. Let's put it that way.
Well, that hotel we used to stay at, it had the goofy beds where you hit the numbers and it would go up and down on each side.
Oh yeah,
firm or soft.
They used to have those beds in Minnesota, for goodness sakes. I hate it.
That's right. Yeah, could never get it right.
No, it didn't matter whether it was 30 or 80. He still woke up with a sore neck or back. It was terrible.
All right, Bauer goes back to work. 0-2 the count on Kepler. And he fouls it off. Boone Logan starting to get loose.
Seven of the last 9 pitches has been hooks for Trevor Bauer.
Well, Terry Francona, Mickey Callaway talking it over.
I've got the first 2 outs in this inning, then 3 straight hits. The last 2 have been loud.
Just missed inside, and it's 2-2. Max Kepler singled his last time up. His second hit in the series. That got him looking. Painted the outside corner. 7 strikeouts for Trevor Bauer in 6 innings of work. 8-2 Cleveland. Michael Brantley and Edwin Encarnacion due up. Fouled back.
So far, this Minnesota staff or the pitchers today, they've only had one inning, which was the fourth, a 1-2-3 inning where they've thrown under 20 pitches. And they had a high of 37 back in the second inning. 121 coming into this inning.
Ball's hit to left. Back goes Rosario and makes the catch. One down. Time for a game break. Here's Al Pawlowski.
All right, Matt, Rick. Orioles and Royals today in Kansas City. 1 run scored so far. Came here in the top of the second inning. Chris Davis, his 6th home run of the year, a solo shot, and so far that's been it. 1-0 Orioles in KC. Matt, Rick, back to you.
All right, thanks, Al. Brantley 0 for 3. He has popped up, flied out, and lined out. And a fly ball to center field. 2 down. Well, the Indians go right back to work tomorrow night. 6 o'clock starts on Monday and Tuesday with a nooner on Wednesday. It'll be Carrasco and Archer. What a matchup. Our coverage begins with Indians Live at 5:30 right here on Sports Time Ohio, streaming on Fox Sports Go. 2 down for Edwin Encarnacion. Funny how this game is sometimes. We mentioned coming into today's game, at least in this series, Michael Brantley was the only Indians hitter hitting. He was 4 for 7. Everybody else had these long offers. Today he's 0 for 4, and everybody else has picked up the slack.
Sure. Nothing wrong with that. They needed a day like today, 10 hits.
The old team party concept.
And still there's ways to go. I'd like to see him keep going. Getting used to make some left-hand turns.
Encarnacion 0 for 3 has struck out twice. Out of play right side. Checked, and he did not go. They appeal. Full count. And he draws a 2-out walk. So Encarnacion keeps the inning alive.
Stepping to the plate now for the Indians. First baseman, Carlos.
Carlos Santana 1 for 3 today. He led off the 3rd inning with a jolt. I mean, he blasted a ball to the bleachers in left field. You always hear players talk about, I barreled that one up. We had a good second look. That home run that Santana hit. Maybe it's because of that two-tone bat, but you could just really see the ball meet the barrel of his bat, and it just, as I said, jumped out of here. Inside corner. And it's 0-2.
Watch that swing. Beautiful. Carlos knew it. From the right side, his second home run of the year, his 4th total.
He gets on top of that one, hits it deep center. Buxton racing, galloping at the wall. He made the catch somehow. Holy mackerel. That was an incredible effort by Buxton. Those long strides, leaping at the wall. He made the catch, slammed into it hard, and held on for the final out of the inning. Brought to you by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk, proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. And by the new 2017 Kia Optima. 8-2 Cleveland. And as we go to the 7th inning, defensively, the Indians insert Eric Gonzalez into the game. He just got called up today. He'll take over for Francisco Lindor. Jorge Polanco takes down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Double barrel action in the Indians bullpen. Bauer over 100 pitches on the afternoon. Hit well, deep right. Robertson's not going to get this one. That's in the seats. And Jorge Polanco, with his 2nd home run of the year, makes it an 8-3 ball game.
I'll tell you something, that little guy hit one a long way right there for his 2nd home run. That thing had to go 20 rows deep. His 3rd time through the lineup. The Minnesota hitters are starting to get to Trevor a little bit. They've 4 hits out of 6 at bats. Going through this the third time, yeah. And Terry understands that, and he says, okay, that's good.
So Bauer goes 6 innings plus 1 batter. Gives up 3 runs on 7 hits. But the offense giving him plenty of support here today. So Bauer will leave to a nice ovation from the Mother's Day crowd here at Progressive Field. And the Indians on top 8-3. Coming on to pitch now for the Indians. 16th appearance this year. DRA of 2.30. He was 15 2/3 with 11 strikeouts. Jimenez takes a look. It's down low. Sends a fly ball right field. Center fielder Lonnie Chisenhall slides over and makes the catch. 1-down.
Well, Tribetown MVPs, presented by Cleveland Clinic's Children's, is the official kids fan club for the Indians for kids 6 to 14. Memberships are $20 and include invitations to exclusive events and tribe gear. Just go to Indians.com if you'd like some more information.
Trevor Bauer pitching into the 7th inning here today. Rosario slaps one the other way, and that's going to get down. That'll go into the corner, and he's got a 1-out double. Byron Buxton coming to the plate. This is another look at that great catch.
I mean, he's on a dead sprint, and he's going. He catches that ball right before he hits it, but he had about a foot, if that. He held on to the ball. This guy can cover some ground out there, folks. He's going to be around for a long time playing center field. He can really go get him. And that was Santana. Santana got him the game 1 where he hit the triple, and he ended up scoring. But this time he gets Santana, and Carlos is a little upset. He wanted another hit.
Swung on and missed. up and in. That one got away from Shaw, and the runner will go to third.
Yeah, that one you just got to get out of the way. Goes off the end of the glove of Perez. I'm sure it's going to go as a wild pitch.
Down low. And that's going to stay foul. Got him. He tried to hold up, but he went around, and there are 2 down here in the 7th inning. Buxton, a strikeout victim for the 2nd time here this afternoon.
Well, you're going to see him. That's a good little. It was a fastball, but it was a cut one. Going down on the way at 95. Couldn't hold that swing.
Brian Dozier takes a strike outside corner. He's 1 for 3 today and 3 for 9 in the series. Fouled off. Two down, and the 0-2 pitch a little high. Baltimore shutting out Kansas City 5-0 in the 4th behind Kevin Gausman. White Sox lead the Padres 1-0 in Chicago. They're in the 5th. 1-2 pitch a little high for Jared Weaver. That's a good start. He's only given up 1 run. He's been really tattooed lately
he has.
with the Padres. Tigers are out in Anaheim to take on the Angels later. Here the Indians lead the Twins 8-3 in the 7th. Down low, full count. Shaw's payoff pitch, and that's low, ball full. So 2 on and 2 out, and Joe Mauer coming to the plate.
Yeah, went from 0-2 to ball 4.
Not exactly what Terry Francona had in mind when he brought Brad Shaw into the game. You don't want to give this Twins team any life here late.
No, you don't. But that 3rd time they went through the lineup, they were 5 for 9. 3 doubles, a homer, and a single. So this is the part where you really the bullpen's done its greatest job, and that's when the Indians have had their success from the 7th inning on.
Trevor Bauer looking on as the bullpen will handle the duties from here on out. Fouled back. It's 0-2 on Bauer. Bauer kept his Indians hitting streak alive with a single his last time up. Gives him a hit in 15 straight against Cleveland. Swung out and missed. Chased one in the dirt. Perez throws to first to end the inning. Stretch time in Cleveland. 8-3 Indians. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Jason Kipnis has had himself quite a day. Leading off for the first time this year, he led off the game with a home run. Then he had a base hit in the right field his next time up. And then in the third inning with 2 on and 2 out, he sent another one into the seats for his second home run of the afternoon. 4 RBIs, couple of runs scored. And Kip's not the only one who's been having fun today. Lindor 2 hits, Santana a home run. Daniel Robertson in his Indians debut, his first at bat, had an RBI single. Lonnie Chisenhall with a 2-run jolt. So we go now to the bottom of the 7th inning, and Craig Breslow, left-hander, coming on for Minnesota. The parade of lefties continues. 3rd straight lefty of the day used by the Twins. And Rick, I have some sad news to pass along.
What's that?
A man that you had great respect and admiration for, and a man who will be missed by his umpiring brethren. Steve Palermo has passed away.
Are you serious? He was in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
He's a great umpire. Had a tragedy where he was shot.
Yeah, it was in 1991. He was with his umpiring crew after the game. They were having a late dinner. They were in Dallas, and one of the waitresses yelled at a couple of the waitresses who worked in the restaurant were going to their car after the shift ended, and they had been mugged. Palermo and his guys went out. They chased down the mugger, and while they had apprehended him and they were waiting for the police to arrive, somebody in a car pulled up and shot Palermo, and he was
went
paralyzed.
to his spine, and he was working with the umpires. He was a chief,
supervisor?
A supervisor for him, right. Good man. Sorry, hearts and thoughts and prayers out to the Palermo family and the baseball and the umpire family.
I can only imagine the respect and admiration he had among umpires because of how well respected he was among players and managers.
Right. He was a good man. Very good man. You know, when we were in Kansas City, I was looking down there. I was looking for him too, and just I never saw him.
One down as Ramirez grounds out. No details have been released. I confirmed the news with Mike Swanson, our friend and colleague in Kansas City.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know if he had been ill or. But you know, hey, he was told he would never walk again. So I always smiled every time I would see him there in Kansas City at the ballpark when I would see him walk. I think, you know, there's a guy who proved him wrong just by, you know, courage and determination, and stayed in the game that he loved for so many years. He was a great storyteller. I'm sure he had a million stories.
Yeah, I think originally he was from New York, so he had
the gift of gab.
Yeah, oh God, he could tell them. He was good at telling stories with that accent.
Daniel Robertson pops one up, and Kenny Vargas backpedals and makes the catch. 2 down. Yeah, it's funny when people say he's from Kansas City. Well, he's not from Kansas City.
Right.
That's where he ended up making his home.
Yeah, he lived in Kansas City. He's from New York.
But you talk to him for 30 seconds, and he's not a Kansas City.
Yeah, you would know. You say, "What are you doing here?"
What are you in a witness relocation program?
Yeah, he was a really good umpire too.
And of course, he worked back when umpires didn't cross leagues, so you got to know all of the American League umpires probably a lot more than guys now do.
Yeah, because you don't get to see them half as much. I mean, yeah, the American League umpires, if you played in that league, which I did for 13 years, you knew them all.
Yeah.
Well, you maybe not like them all, but you got to know them all personality-wise, and some of them didn't like you as well.
Who was the guy, the crazy guy that his personality was bigger than
Ron Luciano?
Ron Luciano, yeah. The Umpire Strikes Back. You wrote that book?
Oh, gosh, yes. I think he threw Earl Weaver out at home plate before they were exchanging, you know, lineup cards. He was a showman.
Yeah.
And it was about the umpire, but the game wasn't about him, but it was back then.
One ball, 2 strikes. Upstairs. Two down, bases empty. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Lonnie Chisenhall. Breslow spent a little time with the Tribe delivers. How about that? It stayed perfectly right down the chalk. And Lonnie has his second hit of the day. He's been on base all 4 times.
Now, that's a thing of beauty. You go out there and you've walked twice, you've hit a homer, and then all of a sudden you put one in, they're playing the shift on you, and that ball stays fair. Do you see it kick to the right? Normally the kick's to the left. That one kicked to the right, and he came down, and it goes for a single. That's beautiful.
I think because of the way he hit that, though, he hit behind it, and I think the first bounce might have been in foul ground, and then it bounced fair and stayed that way.
Roberto Perez 1 for 3 today. Singleton scored back in the third. Slowly chops one to Miguel Sano. And the side is retired. We go to the 8th. 8-3 Indians. Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. (8-3) Indians on top. And Brian Shaw back out here to pitch the 8th inning after he worked a scoreless 7th. At least he's going to start the inning.
I think he's on for one hitter, and I see that Miller's warming up, and you got a couple. Well, you got the switch hitter Vargas and then Kepler.
And Miguel Sano doubled and scored in the 6th.
Well, he's ready if and when Tito needs him.
Now the 2-1 pitch fouled off to the on-deck circle. And luckily, Kenny Vargas was not standing in that circle because he might have been picked off. Two-two offering. Swung out and missed. Shaw has his 3rd strikeout, and Terry Francona will make his move to the left-hander Andrew Miller, with the Indians leading it 8-3 here in the 8th inning.
Mazda. Trevor Bauer went 6+, did a terrific job, did not allow a run until the 6th inning. And the Indians offense broke through big time. Second time this year they've hit 4 home runs in a ball game. Andrew Miller, 15th appearance of the year. He's got the switch hitting Kenny Vargas and the left-handed batter Max Kepler. Up and away, ball 1. Battle for the top spot in the NL West up for grabs at Mile High City today. Rockies Dodgers tied 3-3 in the 2nd inning. Colorado began the day a half game better than LA. Dodgers trying to sweep that series.
Yeah, they were shut out yesterday, as I told you before, but it's surprising that at this time of the year Colorado is in first place. Yeah. And you know, right behind the Dodgers are the Diamondbacks, who play so well at home.
Just 2 back. In comes Michael Brantley, and he runs it down, 2 away.
Well, there's still time to get a prorated 2017 Tribe season ticket package. You'll get the best seats at the best prices with the best perks, also including the access to the summer season ticket autograph party and more. Go to Indians.com. Look at the little one taking in her first Tribe game.
Like, who's that guy with the camera? Why is he taking pictures of us?
She doesn't trust him.
Max Kepler 1 out of 3 this afternoon. And he took a hack. It's 1-1. Line drive, base hit. Now Kepler with an inside-out approach slaps one into left, keeping the inning alive for Minnesota.
It's a pretty good stroke. Get a 1-1 count, although that ball was right down the middle. He stayed on it, and it takes a nice line drive the other way, just over the glove of Gonzalez. I think anytime you're a left-hander, you get a hit off Andrew Miller, it's tough enough to see him. That's a great at-bat.
In there for a strike. That's out of play. And Jorge Polanco, who clobbered a home run to the seats in right field his last time up, is in the hole 0-2. Polanco's only home run prior to the one he hit in the 7th was from this side of the plate. And he's down on strikes. No match for Andrew Miller. And the inning is over. Middle of the 8th, 8-3 Indians. line. You have to go to Indians.com. First drinks on us. It's courtesy of Sports Time Ohio. It's the hot and happening place here at the ballpark. It's been jumping all weekend,
as it usually does.
And they're finally seeing some offense breaking loose here today. The Indians scoring 8 runs. And as we go to the bottom of the 8th, Justin Haley is the first right-handed pitcher in the game today. He's got the top of the order. He's got the J.K. Kid, who's having himself quite an afternoon. 3 for 4, 2 homers, 4 runs batted in. The guys at StatSync let us know that the last Indians player to hit a leadoff homer and have a multi-homer game was Shin-Soo Choo. Did it back in 2012 down in Cincinnati. Grady Sizemore did it 4 times in 1 year.
Oh, wow.
In 2008. He did it twice in the month of May, once in June, once in August. Line drive, base hit.
That's nice.
A 4-hit day for Kipnis.
Gotta love it. Just inserted into that leadoff spot. You can pencil that name to be in there, I'm sure, for the rest of this homestand. So that's a good start. 5 at-bats, and his last out was at the track in center field. So he's hit it on the nose all 5 times today. He's 4 for 5, and a great afternoon for Jason. 12 hits now for the Indians.
Going to bring up Eric Gonzalez. It's his first at-bat. Added to the roster prior to the game. Called up from AAA. And a foul back. Andre Knott has more on the roll for Eric Gonzalez.
Well, he's going to take over the Michael Martinez role, but it's going to be a little bit different because Jose Ramirez and Francisco Lindor haven't had a day off, and Tito wants to use them and try to give him a day off. Now, Jose's staring at me because he heard him say his name and day off. I don't think he wants to take a good day off, so good luck, Tito.
Well, that's good. Nobody wants a day off, but you know what? You give it to them, whether they want it or not. It's a, you know, it's a long year. You need to take a break. I know we had Thursday off, but
Jose doesn't want any off.
well, I know that's good. Neither does Santana or a lot of those guys, but you have to give it to him whether he wants it or not.
I think they all understand that. It's just funny because Jose told me after what he's went through, he's not taking any days off.
Eric Gonzalez, line drive, base hit, right field. Kipnis will head to third. And the Indians hit parade continues.
If that man that they're going to put in there, you could just get base hits like that, he'll get some more playing time.
13th hit of the day for Cleveland.
There you go. And breaking ball away, stays on it nicely. Takes it to right field. You have runners at the corners. That was an 0-2 pitch.
Yeah, together we can, says Jose Ramirez. That's the Indians' hand gesture that so many folks have been asking about. Michael Brantley 0 for 4 today. He wants to get in on this action.
Yeah, the only 2 without a hit are Brantley and Encarnacion.
You guys all have conversations with people from other teams and people around the league. And last night when I was leaving, an operative from the Twins and I were walking out through the garage, and he looked at me and he says, "How bad was that clubhouse tonight?" And I said, "It was terrible." And he laughed and he goes, "That's funny." He goes, "We were talking the whole game about how we see you guys win about 15 or 20 soon." It's just funny how other teams can look at you, and then today you have a game like today and how the team played. And it's funny how other teams can see maybe the light coming before you or how they feel about you.
I think it's funny that you called a member of the other organization an operative.
Well, there's another word I was going to use, but I was trying to.
A Twins operative. Was he undercover?
He's not now.
Coming home with a throw. Kipnis is trapped. He'll try to get back, but Sano tags him out. And that's the first out of the inning. Indians at first and second with 1 out. Going to get a pinch runner for Brantley as Abe Almonte comes into the ball game.
Now at the plate for the Tribe, the designated hitter, Edwin Encarnacion.
Well, you know, getting back to Andre's point, I think most people that tried to handicap the AL Central before the season began, everybody looked at the teams on paper and said, yeah, the Indians appear to be the team to beat. They went to the World Series last year. They made some improvements to the roster in the offseason. Looks like it should be a very good team. You still have to go out and win. You have to prove, because you know, as the saying goes, talk is cheap. Double play ball ends the inning, but the Indians find their stroke here today. They lead it by 5 as we go to the 9th.
Cody Allen has come on for the Tribe as we welcome you back here to center field along with Jensen Lewis, Al Pulowski, and boy, what a day today for Jason Kipnis. 4 hits, couple of home runs, 4 runs batted in, and what a day for the offense.
3rd highest hit total of the year, and I think we've got a lot more to finally talk about on this postgame show. Does Tito the Genius switch the lineup around one way, one how? Kip goes to the leadoff spot, a homer. Santana the 5 spot, he hits a homer as well.
All those topics and more coming up on Indians Live right after the game. It is brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Happy Mother's Day. Back upstairs we go. Here are Matt and Rick, guys.
Well, one thing for sure with the lineup switch, it gave Jason Kipnis an opportunity to do something that very few people have ever done. He's only the 10th player in franchise history to lead off a game with a homer and then hit yet another homer in the same game. I was giving you that list earlier. Chu, the last to do it in 12. Grady did it 4 times in 08. Matt Lawton did it once in 04. Kenny Lofton did it twice.
Okay.
Once in 2000, once in 01. Before that, you got to go all the way back to 1968 when Jose Cardinal did it. Our buddy Max Alvis did it in 1967. Al Smith accomplished the feat in 1957. Dale Mitchell in 1951. And Lou Boudreau.
I'll be darned.
1940. Well, some pretty good names on that list.
That's a great day for him.
Yeah. Could really get those stats guys' heads spinning if we asked them, all right, how many of those guys had 4 hits in that same game?
Oh boy, here we go.
Robbie Grossman did not go. Getting his first at bat today as a pinch hitter here in the 9th against Cody Allen. Cody getting a little work. Allen's last appearance came in that game in Toronto. It looked like it was just going to be sort of a, you know, it's not a save situation, just tie game, try to get it into extra innings. But he couldn't finish the inning out. And, you know, the walks, usually late in games, walks will come back and beat you. And eventually they did for Cody. In that game, he worked 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 2 hits, 2 walks, and of course that last walk or that last hit ended the game.
That's all right. He's get him right back to where he was. He'll be just fine.
Curveball, strike 3 call. 1 down. Pat O'Brien playing the game. Let's go back to the 3rd inning. This was the dagger.
Boy, it sure was. His 2nd homer of the game. Fastball down and into his nitro zone. He pulls it out to right field, and that opened it up. They scored the first 3 innings. 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 4 in the third.
Inside, ball 1 to Eddie Rosario. Fire that fastball right by him. Not a save situation, but Cody has been a perfect 9 for 9 in save situations on the year. High pop up. Gonzalez, the shortstop. 2 down. Byron Buxton will be lifted for a pinch hitter. And this is going to be Eduardo Escobar. Cody Allen lets it fly, and Escobar way out in front of him.
Oh boy, that's the last thing you want to do is have a swing like that when you're coming off the bench, pinch hitter. Looking fastball, and he just couldn't hold up on the curve.
Same pitch, same result. And the 0-2 is a grounder right back to Cody. He'll go to first. And the Indians tattoo the Twins and salvage the finale by a final score of 8-3. Win number 19 for the Indians. They snap a 3-game skid, while Minnesota has their 4-game win streak come to an end. Minnesota leaves town 19-15 on the year. Trevor Bauer, the winning pitcher, he's now 3-4. The loss to Hector Santiago, he is now 4-2 on the season. And so one of the narratives today was the Indians last year, the only team in baseball to not have a losing streak reach 4 games, and they avoid